What's up, YouTube? Asian Persuasion here. Big shout out to Sam, TeamSamuraiX, for hitting me up. He wanted me to do a little update for you guys, and it's going to be on the deck that I got first place with a couple weeks ago in the old format. But now we're in a new format. We're in a September format, and I'm just going to show you guys what I would be playing if I was at a regionals at the moment, knowing what I know after things like the UDS, and obviously the new format, BANLIST, which is effective now. And Zoo is pretty much dead, so that's cool. So that makes a lot of different changes, because the deck that I played at Tulsa and got first place with was pretty much geared just to beat Zodiac. So this is going to be a little bit different for you guys, and we're just going to go right into it. So here we go. Let's move this out of the way. We got the one Big Daddy. We got the Big Dark Destroyer. This card's at 1. This card's so amazing. It gets all your plays going. It can search your whole deck, and it disrupts your opponent's turn on theirs. It pops their monster. So in this new format, I've seen a lot of back row decks so far after the regionals I've been to. So Paleozoics and like just a lot of people playing customized decks is very real. So I upped my count of Dark Eclipser to 2 because this card negates and destroys trap cards. And worst case scenario, you'll see he combos off with one of the cards later in the trap lineup. So I'll show you that in a second. Next up, we got another big shit. We got the one Forerunner. I just like the one name because he actually does float to the field. Dark Eclipser is the downside. It floats, but it only searches the KOZMO monster to your hand, so this doesn't actually keep board presence, but this does auto beat stuff like Chainburn, Cardamized decks, and Paleos. So yeah, we're only playing one of this just because it floats to the field, and you can get 1,000 life points. That's kind of cool. Next up, we got one of my cool tech cards. If you saw my Tulsa video, I played 3 of these, but I cut it down to 2 because we're not 100% focused on the full force fires, but we do have some cool combos still in the trap lineup, which we'll get to very soon. Alright, next up, we got triple KOZMO Slip Rider. This card, normal summon or special summon, it pops a back row. Very important in this meta right now. People are just playing whatever they want, so this card helps pop back rows that are a problem, or just, you know, attack with a big 23 monster too. That never hurts. Next up, 2 Dark Lady. Also, it's still okay. It's not like amazing against like a Pendulum deck that Jeff Jones just won the UDS with, but like this card in general, it can just be a big body, and he's really good because, or she's really good because she can get floated back with Sword Trooper from the grave. Very cool plays. The one Wicked Witch, we play one of her because well, Whiptail is the only thing that really wrecked her, and beforehand it couldn't get Dridented, so now that Driden's banned, this is just an overall good card. It's dark, so it helps out with the lure targets. Just a nice little card to float into if you're about to get OTK'd, so if the Pendulum deck tries to OTK you, you can float down into this and just pay 1,000 and make sure you live that turn. Next up, we got 2 KOZMO Farm Girl. We're always trying to OTK our opponents, and this card helps you search your whole setup. So KOZMO Town if you're missing that, or KOZMO Joe if you already have the game locked down, or Dark Destroyer to OTK. Next up, the 2 Sword Troopers. Gets all your pilots back from your grave. Very cool. Really good with Tin Can if you can set that up. So you can set it up to where you can get like Sword Trooper, Dark Lady, and Dark Destroyer, and no matter which one they give you, you have a follow-up play next turn. So like you can have the Dark Destroyer to hand, or you can get this to hand, and then have a Dark Lady fall to the grave, so that's already live. You can get a Dark Lady back right away. So that's cool with the Tin Can. Next up, we got 2 Strawman. Special summon a KOZMO from your banished pile. Helps you stay in the game. Very good. It does destroy the monster at the end phase, but that's good because it usually floats into this guy. 3 Wind Can. We're going to call him Wind Can. So this card's amazing. We're always Power Tool Dragoning for our cards, and it thins out your deck very fast. So like 3 Tin Cans a must. This is the card you want to open with along with back row. So that's the monster lineup. Next up, we got board clearers for going first or second. Well, mainly second, but you want these cards in your deck because this is just amazing. You don't win every die roll, so you got to assume you can go second a couple times. So yep, this got limited, so we're just playing both of those for board wipe purposes. Next up, we got the 1 Emergency Teleport because this card is amazing. It's at 1 for a reason. You got to play it. Farm Girl's a Psychic, Strawman's a Psychic, Tin Can's a Psychic. What else can you want? Sword Trooper also. Another addition to my deck that wasn't in Tulsa, Reasoning. So this is a really good extender if like your monster gets striked or something that turn. Helps you keep playing. And normally when they call this, what are the odds they're going to hit the right number? They got 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6, 7, 9, and 8s. Odds of you calling that right with the reasoning is very slim. Next up, we got 3 KOZMO Town. Amazing card. Mulligan searches another KOZMO card if it gets destroyed, and gets cards from your banished pile to your hand, which combos very well with Allure Darkness. There's plenty of darks in this deck you can keep recycling with this, and this essentially turns into Pot of Greed, Allure Darkness. Next up, 2 Pot of Desires. I cut it down from 3. I usually play 3, but in this deck, the format seems a little bit different, so I didn't want to clog too many of those, so just 2 is fine. Next up, we got 3 Call the Haunted. Tin Can and Call the Haunted is how you set up your plays and make your opponent struggle very hard to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Another option you could play is Back to the Front, but I still like Call the Haunted because there are still some weird plays where you can have Slip Riders and stuff, and you can pop your own monsters to keep floating and OTK them, but you can't do that with Back to the Front. But I do like Back to the Front if Back to the Front special summon them into attack mode, but Back to the Front's in defense mode. So this is personal preference. I personally like Call the Haunted. You guys can switch it up to Back to the Front if you would like. But this is just me. I'm aggressive. I like to OTK. That's one of KOZMO's upsides, is this deck can OTK you. Next up, we have 2 KOZMOJOs. Very good spot removal. Doesn't target from the grave or the field. And it's searchable, so it's very good. So here we go to the spicy cards. We got the 1 Eradicator. Since Jeff Jones won with Pendulums, I really just want to draw this card now. I want to say spell cards and just watch them cry. So we got 3 targets only, really, but these cards can get Strawman back to the field, KOZMO Town back to your hand after you lure them. There's just so many things you can do. You can Slip Rider, pop your KOZMO Town to add a ship to your hand to have this live. So I just feel like Eradicator is just like, if you just draw this, you just auto win. So those are only 3 targets. But next up, as you guys know from Tulsa, I played Full Force Virus, but now I changed it up to 2 Deck Devastation Virus. So I changed this up because Zoo really lost to Full Force very badly, but now that Zoo's not a deck, I feel like I should hit more cards, and this essentially doesn't, it hits as many cards as Full Force does, but this does hit relevant cards like Ash Blossoms and Ghost Ogres and stuff like Full Force didn't hit. So this card's very good, and then Deck Devastation also has really good synergy because it also can be used on Dark Lady, which Full Force Virus couldn't be used on Dark Lady because it has 18 defense. But this has 22 attack. You can Deck Devastation Virus that, the dog tokens, or the dog fighter, or those. So those are all the targets. There's plenty of them to use. And for the last cards, rounding out the deck to 44 cards. It seems kind of beefy, but with Tin Can opening, you thin out your deck by 3 cards every turn. So this is very good. 3 anti-spell I feel is like the necessary thing to do right now with Jeff Jones winning that UDS with Pendulums. This is just an auto-win versus Pendulum, so I'm just trying to draw auto-win cards versus them. For next up, we got the extra deck. We got Cyber Twin, Cyber Nova. You never really touch these, or not Cyber Nova, but Cyber N. But these are just there just because you can play a whole extra deck of Ghost Reaper targets if you like, but this is just what I play. Herald of Peer, Break Sword, number 47, Acid Golem, Durandal, Volcasaurus, Pleiades, Gaia. I still play the Double Infinity and Double Nova combo just for the Call the Haunted. It can happen. This is pretty irrelevant, honestly. You can have a no extra deck, or you can have all Ghost Cherry extra deck if you like. And then for the side deck, we got the 1 Good Witch. This just deals with monsters that you can't deal with, and it forces them to play bad, like anti-floodgate monsters like Fossil Diamonds and stuff. Just rogue. Next up, we got 2 Honest. This and Farm Girls Game. Let's go. The 1 Max C. 3 Twin Twister for back row hate. We got Warning. The 2 Strikes for going first against Pendulums. Also against Pendulums, we got the Imperial Order, Torrential. And then this card auto beats Pendulums, which is very cool. So big shout out to Sam for letting me upload this profile for you guys. As I said, there's some changes you guys could do. You can change this whole extra deck to Ghost Reaper targets if you like, but I personally like running those. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'd be playing at a regionals near you if I was playing this format with KOZMO right now. And big shout out to Sam. Come check me out, AZNPERSUASION2008 on YouTube. And that's about it, guys. We're signing out. Peace.
Friends and the family. You look like a Men in Black alien trying to blend in on